then stir it with a shovel.
Wow, you sound just like him.
Then he said,
If it's still warm, then do it again.
Where can I learn all this?
It's all on SmokeyBear.com with other wildfire prevention tips. Because only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Morristown police are continuing to search for a monkey after it damaged a business Sunday morning. Officers say a cinnamon capuchin monkey entered the Trade Center on South Cumberland Street around 8 a.m., causing damage to a musical instrument store and several instruments inside. Animal control responded but was unable to capture the animal. Police say they are assisting in the ongoing search. Carlin Cochran, Access Tennessee News.
This is the CBS Entertainment Report. Pop stars and anime demons make for a good mix on awards night.
We're going!
At least at the Critics' Choice Awards, K-pop Demon Hunters, the Netflix hit scoring Best Song and Animated Feature. At the ceremony, it's considered an early indicator for the Oscars.
This is really fantastic.
The night's big winners, Paul Thomas Anderson getting Best Picture and Best Director for One Battle After Another.
Principal Miller?
Oh, and then there's Creepy Aunt Gladys from the horror hit Weapons. That scored Amy Madigan an upset win in the Best Supporting Actress category, beating out the heavy favorite, Tiana Taylor. For CBS Entertainment, I'm Matt Wolf.
Hey, it's CBS News business analyst and certified financial planner Jill Schlesinger. Follow and listen to Money Watch with Jill Schlesinger on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Two powerful FM signals, one AM signal, and worldwide on wgnsradio.com. You can listen to us anywhere. We are WGNS Murfreesboro. We're the Good Neighbor Network, FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, audio and video streaming at wgnsradio.com. This is Rutherford Issues, hitting right at what matters most to all of us here in the heart of Tennessee. From Murfreesboro to Smyrna, Eagleville to Laverne, Leanna to Barfield, and everywhere in between. If it matters to you, you'll hear about it here on Rutherford Issues. Now your host, Brian Barrett.
Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome in to Rutherford Issues. Fun lovers and truth seekers, glad you have joined us. It is a Monday. Back to work, almost back to school time. Yeah, boy. It's kind of the first week to get back in the rhythm of things, right? Trying to get used to typing 2026 myself. Kind of struggled with that this morning. That's just one of the little things that's going on here. But anyway, we've got a fun show for you today. A lot to get to, a lot to talk about. All of our shows that we've had so far. Action Line this morning, we had the chance to catch up with Mark McCluskey, the fire and rescue chief for the city of Murfreesboro. And then Andy Herzer had Greg Pogue on. Greg is doing play-by-play for the Lady Raiders. And he'll be on tonight on the Coaches Show between 6 and 7. And then after that, it'll be the Nick McDevitt Show. He's doing the Rick Insell Show. And Chip doing the Nick McDevitt Show tonight. So 6 until 8, MTSU Basketball Coaches Show kicks off this evening here on WGNS. Get back to high school basketball this week as well. So it is definitely back at it today. So we've got a lot to get to. A little later on, we're going to be talking about Murfreesboro Parks and Recreation, finding out what they have going on. And it's all coming to you from the Middle Tennessee Electric Studios. New year, new goals, same bright Middle Tennessee nights. MTE keeps your home glowing as you chase what's next. More than electricity, it's good energy from Middle Tennessee Electric. 9 minutes after 10 o'clock here, we do want to let you know we've had some daily winners today. And on our daily winners list, it's birthdays. And then, of course, Good Neighbor of the Day. Reba Lester is today's birthday club winner. So, Reba, enjoy the banana pudding from Slick Pig. Slick Pig's open every Tuesday through Saturday over at 1920 East Main. So, Reba, stop on in next time you're over and let them know that you were the winner on January 5th. Your birthday was on January 4th, though, according to my list. And I do want to thank all the folks who have text or left me Facebook messages wishing me a happy birthday today. Had the chance to enjoy birthday with the kids and my granddaughter yesterday. And my pal John dropped by. We had a good time yesterday afternoon. So if you want to call in birthdays or anniversaries each and every weekday morning, and on Fridays we'll do Saturday, on Monday we'll pick up Sunday, and that's how we can wish everybody a happy birthday. Their name is announced on the air around 8 o'clock, everybody's name that's called or text in, and then one of those lucky folks gets the banana pudding from Slick Pig. So you're a winner either way. If you're on the list, you're a winner, right? And then as you hear people on the list and you know that person, if you will, well, best thing to do is to say, hey, I heard your name on the radio. Happy birthday. That'll surprise them, I bet. Let's see. Good neighbor of the day. Kathy Jones is the SRM Concrete Good Neighbor today for always lending a helping hand without being asked, checking in on neighbors, stepping up in times of need. That is a great good neighbor right there. Kathy Jones. Today's good neighbor, Ryan Flowers Coffee and Gifts, will be delivering Kathy a beautiful bouquet of flowers to celebrate Kathy being the good neighbor of the day. Also, WGNS teaming up with Ryan Flowers for over 50 years. It's been much longer than that, I'd say. Ryan Flowers over on South Academy Street. We appreciate our partnership with Jenny Harrison and everybody at Ryan Flowers. This Good Neighbor Spotlight built by SRM Concrete, locally grown, nationally known, and supporting the folks who keep Rutherford County thriving. Text NEIGHBOR, just the one word, neighbor, to 615-893-1450 to nominate a Good Neighbor of the Day, or just head to wgnsradio.com/goodneighbor to get those into us, and we'll take it from there. It's time to check on some weather for you here this morning.
Now, here's your Rutherford weather forecast.
Here's a look downtown for those watching on Big GTV. The beautiful Rutherford County Courthouse, not a cloud in the sky. I mean, it's just gorgeous. Blue skies. Let's see, that says we're at 44 degrees. I believe we've warmed up to 54. So 54 in Murfreesboro, 54 in Smyrna. Pretty popular temperature around Middle Tennessee. Let's check on your forecast details here this morning.
For this afternoon, Brian, we'll see lots of sunshine with high temperatures warming up to 64. Skies then cloud over for tonight with lows into the upper 40s. And for Tuesday, a few peaks of sunshine for tomorrow with mid-60s for highs. Midweek Wednesday, some morning fog possible, otherwise gradually turning partly sunny with a high of 67. And then for Thursday, a chance for some rain showers developing into the afternoon with highs up closer to 70. I'm meteorologist Michael Caro.
Thank you, Michael, for that. As we check on your Rutherford weather radar, nothing showing right now. Looking good. No problems out there. Let's look at our Storm Prediction Center convective outlooks. And nothing for day 2, day 3. But as we go a little further down the road, once we get to day 5, which would be Friday, there is a pretty large area from Kentucky through the western half of Tennessee down into Mississippi, including Louisiana and Arkansas, that's under a risk for severe weather. And that's on Friday. We're going to have a strong cold front come through and take us from the 60s down to the 40s. And as that front comes through, it could spark a few storms. Right now, it's looking mainly west of I-65, but we're still several days away. And we will have to kind of hone in on the picture of this possible severe weather event coming in. But anytime you've got really warm temperatures with that Gulf wind coming in from the south and a cold front coming through. Could have some windy conditions. Could have some storms if instability gets in here. So something we're keeping an eye on here from the Rutherford Weather Center. So now is a good time, since we have some nice calm weather, to like, subscribe, turn on notifications for Rutherford Weather. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook, X. That's where we're most active. So what I would suggest is look us up on Facebook or X, wherever you are most of the time. And then head to our YouTube channel at Ruco Weather, RUCO Weather on YouTube. And like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and then it'll pop up on your phone. Rutherford Weather Channel's live. What's going on? And then you can watch it on any device, your phone, your computer, your television. See what's going on with Rutherford Weather. And, of course, during impactful and severe weather, we're on the Rutherford Weather Channel. And during warnings, we pop that on radio for you as well. We've got storm specialist Ray Miller, who keeps us updated on the warnings, and local meteorologist Justin Bailey on the big severe weather days is out and about checking out what's going on around Rutherford County. So we'll keep you informed on the Rutherford Weather Channel and here on WGNS. So again, Friday, going to be a nice week until we get to Friday. We could have a few showers tomorrow. Not going to be a big deal, don't think. So that is it for your Rutherford weather. RutherfordWX.com is the website where you can click on all those social platforms. RutherfordWX.com.
Good day, Rutherford County. This is Lee Colvin, financial advisor and CFP with Edward Jones. Let's get the latest business news from our financial desk.
The U.S. captures the Venezuelan leader, and what are the implications? So that is what they're looking at the stock market over the weekend. The U.S. military executing a mission to capture Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and his wife. They were flown to New York and charged with narco-terrorism conspiracy. What are the implications from that? Well, right now, the Dow rallying 600 points to record a big record now as investors see little market risk from the Venezuelan action. The Dow is up 678 right now at 49,061. S&P ahead 53, 69.11, and the Nasdaq is up 222. 23,458.
From Wall Street to Church Street, that's the latest business news from the Edward Jones Financial Desk. I'm financial advisor and CFP Lee Colvin. Call 615-907-7056 or stop by our office on South Rutherford Boulevard in the Public Shopping Center.
Rutherford Issues on News Radio WGNS.
Rutherford Issues on Big G TV is proudly brought to you by Murfreesboro Medical Clinic. Clinic. That's right, the only multi-specialty physician-run and owned partnership here in Rutherford County. That's Murfreesboro Medical Clinic and Surgery Center. Clinic, making healthcare easier and finding a doctor to check your records. All of that is made easy as they offer everything you need all in one place. That's Murfreesboro Medical Clinic and Surgery Center. It's time for the news from CBS and on WGNS. It's brought to you by our friends at Recycle Right, Tennessee.
CBS Radio News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Pfizer.
I'm Steve Kathan. On the move in New York City, Venezuela's deposed President Nicolas Maduro. In about an hour, he and his wife are set to face charges brought by the United States. Maduro's lawyers are expected to contest the legality of his arrest. CBS's Katrina Kaufman.
As far as we understand, they are now in the courthouse. Outside, a protest has been forming. This has been gathering over the last little bit. So there are flags, there are people with signs saying to free Maduro and his wife, for the U.S. to get their hands off Venezuela. I expect this to increasingly ramp up as we get closer to noon when this arraignment is actually going to take place. There's also a very large security perimeter here. I don't think I've seen security like this since President Trump himself was at this courthouse almost exactly 2 years ago.
I'm Vicki Barker at the Foreign Desk. Colombia's leftist president says he's ready to, quote, take up arms if President Trump makes good his veiled threat against him or his country. And this is Mexico's President Claudia Sheinbaum insisting the Americas don't belong to any single power. Intervention, she says, has never brought democracy in the region.
Investors apparently see little market risk following all the events in Venezuela. Stocks are higher on Wall Street. The BBC's Aaron Delmore says,
when they're quite jittered, we see something called a flight to safety. What we're seeing today, yes, gold is rising. We're seeing silver on the rise as well, but we're not seeing much of a change in Treasury yields. That's the kind of blip that we would see if investors were truly jittered at this moment.
Defense Secretary Hegseth says he's issuing a letter of censure to Democratic Senator Mark Kelly of Arizona over his role in a video that called on troops to resist unlawful orders. Minnesota Democrat Tim Walz says he won't seek a third term as governor, weeks after saying he would. He cited the political storm over a social services fraud scandal that has drawn President Trump's continued attention.
What they are doing is they're stealing money from the American taxpayer, and every one of them should be forced to leave this country, including Ilhan Omar, who's a total crook.
Former Trump ally Marjorie Taylor Greene leaves Congress today, her resignation taking hold as lawmakers return after the holiday break. CBS's Patrick McGuire in Washington.
Practically speaking, her exit tightens the math for House Republicans and frankly adds another headache for leadership at a time when margins are already razor thin.
The Secret Service says a man broke the windows at Vice President J.D. Vance's Ohio home and caused other property damage. He has now been detained. Wall Street, the Dow is up 630 points. This is CBS News.
CBS News Radio is your home for breaking news. With our team of reporters around the country and the world, we give you the coverage you can trust.
You know the rush when you reach that goal, when something you've worked for pays off. That's success. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we believe you should never stop chasing it. That's why we offer a skills-based education that helps move your career forward. Learn how to apply emerging technologies like AI and data science. Build your leadership and critical thinking skills. Apply by February 11th and save with no application fee. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
This message brought to you by the Central Tennessee Regional Solid Waste Planning Board. Visit RecycleRightTN.com for tips, ideas, and locations on where to recycle near you.
Don't be trashy, recycle classy, recycle right, Tennessee.
Recycling isn't just about tossing materials in a bin, it's about knowing which materials are accepted. Go to RecycleRightTN.com.
Recycle right, Tennessee.
We're visiting with Jennifer Sanchez, manager of Steered Straight 2 Furniture and Thrift at 1007 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard.
You're not just walking into just a big warehouse, you're walking into rooms. We've got a media room, we've got a boutique room, we've got a vintage room, a furniture area, kitchen, all that.
Steered Straight 2 Furniture and Thrift.
Every day you go in there, I promise you it's changing.
Steered Straight 2 Furniture and Thrift, 1007 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. Online at steeredstraightthriftstore.org.
Ascension St. Thomas Heart is the leader in Middle Tennessee for heart care, providing the most advanced options, including heart surgery and transplants. Our nationally recognized cardiac team cares for more adult hearts than anyone in the state, from AFib to heart failure, using minimally invasive options when possible to help shorten recovery, making Ascension St. Thomas Heart your first choice for routine heart care and cardiac emergencies. Schedule a heart screening or find a cardiologist at ascension.org/St. Thomas Heart.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Chris Perfett.
Black Monday has come, and we start with the Cleveland Browns. After 6 years, head coach Kevin Stefanski is out, this according to the team on Monday morning. In spite of getting fired, the two-time NFL Coach of the Year is widely expected to get attention as a head coaching candidate elsewhere this cycle. The Falcons got started early on Monday with a Sunday night firing of head coach Raheem Morris and general manager Terry Fontenot. The team indicates they will also be hiring a new president of football operations in the near future. The Titans have had a head coaching vacancy since October. This morning, Tennessee put out requests to interview Chiefs offensive coordinator Matt Nagy, Chiefs defensive coordinator Steve Spagnuolo, and Broncos defensive coordinator Vance Joseph. The Bengals announced they are retaining head coach Zach Taylor, and the Giants put out a statement saying they are not firing general manager Joe Shane. It's the second of such statements from New York.
Mills Family Pharmacy.
Here at Mills Pharmacy, we do compound medications.
Craig Buckner with Mills Family Pharmacy.
Compounding medications are prescriptions that are not commercially available, or you need a special formulation. If it's a liquid, suppository, or specialized cream, we make that in our lab.
Mills Family Pharmacy offers a wide range of compounding, all to create custom medications for you.
We're at 2994 South Church Street, next to Toots.
Customized services at Mills Family Pharmacy.
I'm Dalton Barrett for News Radio WGNS, and here are some of the top stories impacting Rutherford County on your Rutherford Roundup for this Monday, January the 5th, 2025. Murfreesboro Fire Rescue Department crews responded swiftly to a residential blaze on Oak Haven Drive Sunday morning, just before 8 a.m. Smoke and flames were seen coming from the attic of the home located off Jones Boulevard near Trinity United Methodist Church. Firefighters brought the fire under control quickly, and fortunately all residents and their pets had evacuated safely prior to their arrival. No injuries were reported. The American Red Cross has stepped in to assist the displaced family as cleanup and recovery efforts begin. Meanwhile, a statewide change from the Tennessee Department of Agriculture, or TDA, could impact many across Rutherford County, especially those involved in farming and pesticide application. Starting on Monday, private pesticide applicators will renew their certifications through continuing education units, or CEUs, rather than traditional testing. Certifications for private applicators currently expire on June 30th. However, those who've already earned 3 CEUs for this cycle will receive renewed certification cards automatically this month, valid through June of 2029. The TDA encourages applicators in Rutherford County and surrounding areas not to delay, as those who fail to meet the CEU requirements must retest. Local applicators can verify their status and access training opportunities via the department's website. Questions can be directed to Chad Hayes, Private Applicator Program Manager. TDA also plans to unveil commercial certification timelines and digital card options later this month through the MyTN mobile app. A major international operation led by the U.S. military has captured Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro and his wife, who were flown out of the country overnight and into New York. The couple, accused in a Justice Department indictment of participating in narco-terrorism conspiracy, were transported aboard a U.S. warship and are now in federal custody. President Donald Trump announced that the U.S. would oversee Venezuelan governance until a democratic transition is established, and plans to tap into Venezuelan oil reserves for global distribution. Tennessee lawmakers, including U.S. Senators Marsha Blackburn and Bill Hagerty, along with Congressmen David Kustoff, Chuck Fleischman, and Tim Burchett, praised the operation. Each echoed support for President Trump's decisive leadership and the military precise execution, with repeated calls for Maduro to face justice. However, Congressman Steve Cohen raised constitutional concerns about the lack of congressional authorization, emphasizing the need for a clear path forward to avoid regional instability. In a separate development with major implications for Tennesseans, the Trump administration has issued a mandate requiring all states, including Tennessee, to lower their Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program error rates to below 6% by fiscal year 2028, or risk losing federal funding. Tennessee's current error rate stands at 9.5%. If the goal isn't met, the state may need to cover up to 15% of SNAP costs, potentially impacting tens of thousands across Rutherford County and surrounding areas who rely on the program for food assistance. A new Tennessee law now requires legal permanent residents who are not U.S. citizens to carry a distinct driver's license or state ID, marked to indicate their immigration status. The law, effective on January the 1st, aims to prevent non-citizens from registering or attempting to vote. House Majority Leader William Lamberth explained the marking would be subtle, likely a small symbol similar to existing license restrictions. However, critics argue that the change could invite discrimination. Immigration attorney Renata Castro raised concerns about access to services and potential profiling. Castro compared the mark to a scarlet letter that could lead to unjust treatment, even in everyday interactions. State Representative Afton Ben echoed that sentiment, warning that the law might revive discriminatory practices. Supporters of the legislation continue to argue that it's a safeguard against voter fraud, though opponents maintain the measure overreaches its intent. Meanwhile, distracted driving remains a serious hazard on Tennessee roads, including in Rutherford County. According to state data, a distracted driving-related crash occurred nearly every 43 minutes from 2024 until 2025. Franklin police officer Kevin Spry emphasized the dangers of even holding a phone while driving, urging drivers to prioritize safety. Statistics show that distracted driving crashes cost Tennessee over $277 million annually. Men aged 20 to 34 were the most common offenders, though drivers of all ages are affected. Officials recommend setting up devices before driving and enabling Do Not Disturb mode to help prevent future tragedies. That's all for now. For updates on these and many more local news stories, be sure to check out our website, wgnsradio.com, or follow us on social media at News Radio WGNS on Facebook, as well as X. If you're enjoying the show, be sure to leave a rating or a review on Spotify and iTunes, a comment on YouTube, or share it with a friend. I'm Dalton Barrett for News Radio WGNS, part of your Good Neighbor Network, and I'll talk to you later.
We're talking with Murfreesboro Parks and Recreation coming up here in just a couple of minutes, so you will definitely want to stay tuned for that here on Rutherford Issues.
This is News Radio WGNS Prime Time Sports.
Sponsored by the law offices of John Day. Our expanded office location is on Medical Center Parkway, just across the street from the hospital. If you've been injured, call us for a free consultation at 867-9900.
Well, coming up tonight, 6 o'clock, it is the Rick Insell Show. Greg Pogue will be hosting with Coach Rick Insell. Then at 7 o'clock, the Nick McDevitt Show, hosted by Chip Walters. That's 7 until 8. So 6 until 8 o'clock tonight, MTSU basketball coaches shows. That's right after All Sports Talk with Dick Palmer this afternoon. Tomorrow, it's Tim Tackett and Jeff Jordan, Dylan Simmons on Wednesday, Monty Hill Jr. on Thursday, and we'll have a special show on Friday. We'll tell you about a bit later on. Also, this week, Middle Tennessee-wise, the women versus UTEP. They're finally back home. We'll catch up with the Lady Raiders at home on Thursday night at 6 o'clock. The men play at the same time out at UTEP, so we'll join that game in progress because they don't start until about 8 o'clock airtime, so 8:30 tip for that one. So we'll be able to catch that one. Then on Saturday, it's the Lady Raiders versus New Mexico State, and the men around 6:30, that women's game at 11:30 here on WGNS. High school basketball cranking back up this week, and we've got the Battle of the Borough, the first edition of that on Friday night, Oakland at Riverdale. It'll be a 5:50 airtime here on WGNS with a 6 o'clock tip, and that's the girls' game. The boys' game will follow. It's all right here on the Big G. That's the latest local sports. We're checking news from Access Tennessee in a second.
I'm Betsy Maples with Maples Realty and Auction. Are you looking for the perfect blend of city conveniences and country charm? The Maples has it all and features homes from 5 quality local builders and has amenities including a pool, tennis and pickleball courts, basketball, and soccer areas. Schedule a tour with Maples Realty and Auction today. Call us at 615-896-4740 or visit the Maples of Murfreesboro.com.
Maples Realty and Auction.
Access Tennessee News, I'm Carlin Cochran. First responders spent part of Sunday afternoon battling a fire at Superior Essex, a magnet wire manufacturing facility in Franklin. Crews were dispatched just after 12:15 p.m. and arrived within minutes to find smoke coming from the roof. Fire officials say the blaze started in machinery and was partially contained by the building's sprinkler system. No injuries were reported and the cause remains under investigation. 2 teenagers are dead after a shooting in Hamblin County. Sheriff Chad Mullins says deputies were called on Sunday around 12:30 a.m. to a short-term rental on Old Poplar Ridge Road. When officers arrived, they found between 25 and 30 people at the location, mostly juveniles from Hamblin and surrounding counties. An 18-year-old and a 16-year-old were pronounced dead, and 2 other juveniles were shot but suffered non-life-threatening injuries.
Looking for great deals on name-brand clothing, furniture, and more? Visit the Garden Patch Thrift Shop on Spring Street across from the tall downtown NHC building in Murfreesboro. Our competitive prices and quality selection make it easy to find exactly what you need. And here's the best part, 100% of your purchase supports Greenhouse Ministries, helping over 70 families a day. When you shop at the Garden Patch, you're not just getting a deal, you're making a difference. The Garden Patch Thrift Shop on Spring Street in Murfreesboro.
The FCS National Championship is coming to Nashville for the first time Monday night. Illinois State and Montana State will face off at First Bank Stadium on Vanderbilt's campus with kickoff set for 6:30. Illinois State is seeking its first ever national title, while Montana State is chasing its first championship since 1984. Tailgating begins earlier in the day as parking lots open at 1 p.m. and stadium gates open at 4:30. Carlin Cochran, Access Tennessee News.
Whether it's a cough, a fever, or something you can't quite name, MMC Now makes care easy. Walk right in, get seen quickly, and your visit connects directly to your MMC doctor. Care you trust, with providers you know, with digital check-in and multiple locations around town. MMC Now is here when you need us.
Murfreesboro Medical Clinic.
Rutherford Issues with Brian Barrett on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna. Listen and watch at wgnsradio.com.
And Rutherford Issues is powered by Middle Tennessee Electric. New calendar, same steady glow in every room. MTE keeps your homes warm today, ready for tomorrow, bringing good energy into 2026 and beyond with Middle Tennessee Electric. It's time to talk parks and recreation with Murfreesboro Parks and Rec's Nate Williams joining us here this morning. And it's already been a busy 2026 for Parks and Rec. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Brian. How are you?
I'm good. Raring to go here in a new year.
I'm excited. Yeah, like you said, we kicked off strong, but I've got to say, I know last time I was in WGNS, it seems like you guys have done a lot of improvements to your studio, and it's really nice.
Oh, well, thanks.
But I'd like to compare that to what I'm looking at right now, because I'm coming to you live from the Greenway system.
Oh.
It's beautiful outside.
Does not look any better, does it?
It's beautiful. I would say, it's a good time to get outside, man. It's going to be a good week.
Yeah. I mean, we're expecting 60s in January. You can't beat that at all.
We do need a snow soon. I do like the snow, but for a week like this, starting the new year, getting the kids back in school, it's a good time to set maybe some new routines and establish some, new ways to start the new year. And I think one of those ways is always good to just get outside, and we've got plenty of spaces where people can do that. And we're fortunate in Murfreesboro to have a lot of space just like that.
Yeah. So my soon-to-be 8-month-old granddaughter enjoys the Greenways.
Good.
They get out, she's got a new stroller, she doesn't have to do much but, suck on her binky there and just watch things. But, they send pictures quite frequently, and I can tell they're on the Greenway. So, enjoying the fresh air and enjoy time being together, or even if it's just by yourself, to kind of just get away from all the hustle and bustle.
Yeah, it's what I do. I ride my bike on the Greenway all the time, and it's a good place just for some solace, some exercise, and we're fortunate. We got almost 20 miles of Greenway when you count the North Murfreesboro Trail, and we stretch all the way from Thompson Lane out to Barfield Crescent Park, touching Cannonsburg, Old Fort Park. So it's a very tremendous asset that we have, and if people haven't used it, I'd encourage them just to hop on a trailhead and see what it has to offer.
Yeah, and all you have to do is leave the office to say, I need to go check the Greenway to make sure things are okay.
Yeah, I wish it was that easy sometimes. But,
yeah, really.
To be able to do it, to be able to do a phone call with Brian Barrett standing on the Greenway, and talking about the park system, I feel pretty lucky.
Not much
You know, one
better.
thing I do like about the Greenway, you don't have to talk to people, but when passing, I think it just shows Murfreesboro's core, because every time you pass somebody, you pretty much smile at them. You know, you don't have to have a conversation, but, you know, there's just so much of that human interaction as well.
Well, it's just like the smile is, you're enjoying this too, right?
You're right.
You know?
Right. When I'm trying to ride a bike fast, I just need some encouragement is what I need. So
It's kind of cool that all you have to do is just, you know, zip down Thompson Lane, not even a tenth of a mile to get to the Thompson Lane trailhead from the office.
Yeah.
So Mark McCleskey was up this morning on the action line, and we were talking about how hard it is sometimes to get out of the new Parks and Rec and Fire and Rescue headquarters over there. Sometimes you get out immediately. Sometimes it's 10 minutes later.
Well, they're fortunate. They've got emergency lights they can turn on.
Oh, yeah.
So, no, it's not bad. We've figured it out pretty good, but we enjoy sharing space with the fire department, and they're great neighbors.
Yeah. Well, as I mentioned, you all have kicked off the year in a really big way. Tell us, give us a recap of the 5K.
Yeah, we had our 10th annual New Year's Day 5K. That was something that Mayor McFarland started. He tasked us with years ago, and it's just kept going. And our staff work really hard to bring stuff, you know, for people when they're off, and unique ways to enjoy the park system and just, you know, kick off the new year. So we had over 550 runners. It was the biggest year we've ever had. It was just a great day. A lot of people ran, a lot of people walked. And I think it's just kind of a standard bearer for a lot of people. It's how they want to jumpstart 2026 and every year.
So this is kind of an annual thing. If people want to kind of put it on their calendars, get ready for it. Where is it at? Barfield Crescent, right?
Barfield Crescent Park, and it's the only race that goes on at Barfield Crescent Park throughout the course of the year. So and it's a very relaxed course, very relaxed feel, just a lot of fun. And it's easy to remember because it's on New Year's Day.
Yeah.
So.
It's just a good way to do something on New Year's Day that doesn't you've got to get up fairly early. So, well, it's not too early.
It's not bad. We started at 10. We used to start really early, and that was a little bit rough. But we've had years where it's in the 60s. We've had years where it's been, I think 4 degrees was the coldest. And then also we had one year, maybe 3 years ago, where we had a tornado warning coming at the end of it. So
oh, wow.
It's like a box of chocolates. You never really know what you're going to get, right?
Yeah. Well,
We've never had rain, though. That's always
that's interesting.
A plus.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just a tornado warning at the end of one.
Right.
Whatever.
Right.
You know, when you mentioned weather and a Parks and Rec event, I immediately went back to the Christmas parade. That had to be the coldest on record. People were asking me, and, you know, the radio station did that for 30 years. I don't know that we kept up with, you know, conditions and whatnot. That might be something to do going on in the future, but it's the coldest parade that I remember there ever being.
Parks and Recreation has taken it over. It's the coldest.
Yeah.
So, you know, I've heard for years ago there was some with snow, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Which I wouldn't mind. A little snow for a parade on
Sure.
Christmas, that'd be pretty cool. But, yeah, it was just kind of bitterly cold, especially in the shade. But we had a lot of people still turn out and made a big deal about it.
Sure was. It was a good time for those who got to come. When you just mentioned weather, it always takes me back to that for some reason. Last time Parks and Rec were on the action line, which I think was maybe the day after Christmas or something like that, Thomas came up and he said, "Is this April Fool's joke in December? You know, am I supposed to be here?" And I said, "Sure, we can talk." But one of the things that we talked about was girls flag football and just how big that's become here in Rutherford County. Of course, it's a sanctioned high school sport now, and just the overwhelming registration that has taken place for that event. Maybe talk about that because it's already underway, I guess.
It's really popular. It's one of those things, registration's taken off, I think, especially with it being a TSSAA sanctioned sport, and people are seeing it. But it's just a new opportunity for young ladies to try a different sport and be engaged. I mean, we hosted the state championships last year, and it was huge turnout, great athletes, and just really excited to be able to bring that program. And it's just a testament so much what I appreciate, you know, about our staff being able to work on a team where, you know, we're constantly looking for, you know, ways to really meet the needs of our community and our growing community and come up with new programs, leagues, activities, that type of thing.
I hadn't heard a whole lot about that until just a few years ago, and when high schools were kind of looking at it. But you all kind of have to be on the cutting edge of that, but and the popularity of pickleball, for instance, how it's exploded, and now you've got a pickleball tournament on MLK Day. So and it's the first time ever, I think, right?
Yeah, first time ever. We have that at Patterson. It's going to be a huge event, and really excited about that. So, but yeah, we have to stay ahead of trends. We want to have something for everybody. And we're fortunately very uniquely supported by our city council, our city administration to, really look at what could be popular, what's popular in the meantime, and really, direct our park system accordingly.
Aren't you in the middle of an effort now, or starting an effort now, just to get public input on things like that for now and the future? And Thomas kind of touched on that, I think, the last time we were together.
Yeah, we're kind of revamping our master plan that we have, and